Respected judges, dignitaries, and all my dear friends. India today stands as the crossroads of the demographic revolution with nearly 66% of its population below the age of 35. It poses one of the youngest workforces in over the world. However, the strength of the youth can only be realized when every student, regardless of the financial or the social condition, has equal access to the education, the quality education. And to make this possible, the government of India has created one of the largest and most diverse scholarship ecosystems in the world. And this scheme not just acts as a charity, but is a very strategic investment in the nation's most powerful resource, that's known as the human capital. Well, the government education policy is driven by a very clear vision: education for all, opportunities for all. The National Education Policy 2020 reflects this vision. It aims to increase the India's gross enrollment ratio (GER) in the higher education from 27% in the year 2020, while to the 50% by the year 2035. The scholarship serving as the financial backbones of that mission. This program don't just support students; they address inequalities of caste, gender, and geography, ensuring that talent and not income decides a student's future. India's scholarship framework is enormous in both scale and diversity. Well, there are over 100 active schemes collectively disbursing 12,000 crore every year amongst the students. These are implemented by the ministries such as Educational, Social Justice, Minority Affairs and Tribal Affairs. To ensure efficiency, the government launched the National Scholarship Scheme Portal, a unified digital platform that allows students to apply for the scholarships online, track their status, and even receive the funds directly through the DBT, which is known as the Direct Benefit Transfer. This has drastically reduced the corruption with the DBT system, saving around 2,500 crore annually by eliminating fake or duplicate beneficiaries. Let's look at some major government scholarships that are transforming the lives of millions. The first one is the Central Sector Scholarship Scheme. Supports around 82,000 meritorious students from low-income families with rupees 10,000 to 12,000 per year. The Post-Matric Scholarship Scheme, the largest of its kind globally, benefits over 60 lakh SC, ST and OBC students annually, helping them pursue education beyond the class 10. The AICT, Pragati and Saksham schemes promote inclusivity. Pragati supports girls in the technical education, while Saksham assists the specially able kids and students. Inspire, which is known as the Innovation in Space Pursuit for the Inspired Research, encourages scientific research, providing 80,000 per year to the top 1% of the science students. Over 13 lakh students have benefited so far. Well, the National Overseas Scholarship Schemes offers complete financial support including tuitions, travel and living costs to the students who are aiming to study abroad. Well, yet there are aspects that remain lesser known about the government scholarship scheme in India. According to the data from the Ministry of Education, nearly 18 to 20% of the scholarships remain unclaimed every year. The reasons include a lack of awareness, incomplete documentation, and difficulties in the offline applications. Additionally, 35% of the rural applicants faces issues due to the poor internet connectivity or due to low digital literacy. Despite this, the scholarship program have shown measurable impact. Dropout rates in the secondary education have fallen from the 17% to 12% in the year 2023. And female enrollment in the higher education has risen by over 49%, according to the All India Survey on Higher Educations. When compared internationally, the Indian scholarship system stands out for its inclusivity and struggles with coordination and efficiency. Well, in Germany, the education is tuition free, and scholarships such as DAD covers living expenses for the deserving students. China runs highly centralized funding linked to the school strategic alignment between the scholarships and research output. In the contrast, India's structure is fragmented with multiple ministries offering overlapping schemes, creating confusion between the applicants. Meanwhile, the United States relies heavily on the private and university-funded scholarships, where the public partnerships play a key role. India, therefore, has inclusivity on its side, but still lacks a unified national funding architecture. Despite the challenges, India's scholarships model has major strength, such as it covers the students at a very early age. From the school students to the doctorate research levels, scholarships are provided. From vocational to the technical educations, and even for the overseas, there are the scholarships available. It emphasizes that social justice supporting underprivileged and marginalized groups. Digital initiatives like NSP and DBT had improved transparency and efficiency. Well, the most important thing is that it's merit linked, ensuring continuous academic performance for the renewable, which motivates students to excel each and every year. However, the system still faces structural gaps. Awareness is uneven. Only about 56% of the eligible students know about the available schemes. So this should be an initiative that people should know more about the scholarship schemes, and there should be more awareness in the village area so more people can apply for the schemes. Rural and tribal areas remain underrepresented among the beneficiaries. Additionally, most scholarship focuses on the access to the education but not employability outcomes. Few schemes track whether recipients eventually find relevant jobs or research opportunities. To address this, India must introduce a centralized AI-driven scholarship database, link all the applicants with Aadhaar and DigiLocker, and create the regional awareness cells in the schools and colleges. Periodic evaluation of the scholarship effectiveness should become mandatory. And education-based funding is not just a welfare measure, it's an economic multiplier. The World Bank reports that every additional year of education increases on India's individual income by 8 to 10% and national GDP by nearly 0.37%. The scholarship expenditure directly strengthens India's human capital, innovation capacity, and long-term economic growth. In conclusion, that India's scholarship ecosystem is vast, inclusive, and impactful. But yet it needs modernization and strategic unification. The next phase should focus not on adding more schemes but on integrating, simplifying, and measuring their real impact. The India can transform the scholarship framework into a performance-linked system. It will not only educate millions but empower a generation ready to actually lead the world, just like we are doing now.